Trojan Felly. What's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got to talk about USC and modern day having essentially the same partner as relates to NIL. We got to talk about that because this is something that is significant as it relates to the NIL space, something that USC has always kind of needed when this NIL space kind of opened up, especially when you talk about these California schools, big time powerhouse California schools like St. John Bosco and modern day. You want to have the same type of partnership. So we're going to talk about that, but we got to backtrack with a ruling that came down from the House settlement agreement. And we'll talk about that. And this was a March 17th actual article as it relates to NIL. Excuse me. NIL, you guys know, prior to when we get ready to talk about this March settlement and agreement, NIL space has only been able to operate primarily through college athletes as far as negotiations are concerned. Now that changed a little bit, and so now we get ready to start seeing some other things. And this is a March 17th article here, and it says this, and this is from ABC 7. And it says this: NCAA settlement to allow athletes to negotiate financial opportunities before committing to schools. New York, the NCAA will abandon a rule that stopped athletes from negotiating potential lucrative name, image, and likeness deals before enrolling in a specific college. Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Scatto said on Monday. So with that being said, you guys know last year, I believe, Tennessee had a situation. I believe they sued the NCAA because they felt like they were wrongly accused of something. I think it might have been stemming from Nico, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Allegedly, I'm just saying. However, you guys know a lot of people were waiting on them to make a ruling and to see exactly what was going to happen with that. Now, the ruling that came down, athletes are now able to negotiate directly out of high school. It's no more, you have to wait to college. Now, there was a lot of backdoor stuff going on, and I'm not going to get into that, but there was a lot of backdoor stuff going on, allegedly, with the school in Southern California with another big-time university. I'm not even going to bring up those names. Hopefully, some of you guys that kind of know and kind of read between the lines what school I'm talking about, what schools I'm talking about in reference to that. And supposedly there's supposed to be an investigation going on. I'm not sure, the details of that yet, all of the details, but we'll see what happens. However, this ruling makes it it's a clear ruling, a ruling that nobody has to try to read between the lines. Like if you're now at modern day, or if you're St. John Bosco, or if you're at wherever, Dorsey, Crenshaw, Inglewood, Westchester, whatever, you can now directly, your student athlete can now directly work with the university, NIL or NIL agency rather, and create these deals. And then you can kind of better have an idea, like, look, this school probably best fits me based on the NIL and the athletic department. You don't even have to try to wonder, you don't even have to try to wonder if the NIL is going to actually work for you or not. And so now, with that being said, that brings me to this article here, and shout out to my guy Corey who sent me this. This is from Sports Illustrated, and it says this: modern day high school signed a massive partnership with Playfly Sports. Now, why is Playfly Sports so important to us as USC? And we'll talk about that. You get ready to see why it's significant for modern day high school to be able to have this particular company represent their athletes at modern day. And it says this: with the growth of name, image, and likeness, Playfly Sports signed a massive 10-year partnership with modern day high school, an athletic powerhouse in Southern California. Playfly Sports also has a partnership with USC. Hello. Now, do you see and do you understand why that's so important? I'm going to get into the rest of this article, but we'll talk about that. The growth of NIL and name, image, and likeness deals has taken another massive step. High school athletes are growing with NIL deals. And now at Southern California High School, Mater Dei signed a massive 10-year partnership. Mater Dei has signed a historic 10-year NIL deal, Playfly Sports. Playfly Sports is a major sports marketing multimedia rights organization representing premier athletes and departments. The partnership between Mater Dei and Playfly Sports is the first ever multimedia rights agreement between an individual high school and third-party partner. The partnership will help student athletes and the schools with partnership opportunities, fan engagement, and media exposure. Playfly Sports has been working in college athletics for multiple years. The USC Trojans are one of the many college athletics that Playfly Sports has a deal with. The company plans to deliver similar revenue growth and brand partnership to Mater Dei as they do with college programs. So look, man, to me, this is very significant on so many fronts. And now, it works in the best interest of USC as well as Mater Dei when you're talking about Playfly Sports. Now, is Playfly Sports going to be limited to just USC? Absolutely not. But I can tell you this, the fact that both represent, USC as well as as well as Mater Dei have both of these schools and they represent them. This is really like a connection that's going to be generating multiple athletes. I can guarantee you that. Now, there was someone say, well, let me say this. There were many people that said that USC just pretty much stopped recruiting Mater Dei High School altogether. Now, I'm saying this. I said it before. I don't think they just all the way just stopped recruiting Mater Dei. We did get Raleigh Brown. You guys remember that. We did get Rajon Davis. You guys remember that. We did get CJ Williams. He ended up transferring to Wisconsin. You guys remember that. However, all three of those guys, Rajon, CJ Davis, even Damani Jackson, all of those guys that we got from Mater Dei ended up transferring. But we did try to recruit Mater Dei. I told you guys this before. We tried to recruit Bosco players because we had guys like Peyton Woodyard come. We had guys like Kingston come. We brought Troy Polamalu in for them. That story never changed. I mean, I continue to say that. We recruited guys in Southern California. And if I need to go through the names again, I will. Dakota Fields, Roger Pleasant. And so, even Noah McHale, we recruited these guys and gave them the red carpet treatment. However, when you look at some of these other schools that have representation, such as Texas A&M, such as Oregon, all of these other schools, listen, contrary to popular belief, even though we did go after these guys, money talks, money matters. And that was one of the things that I always told you guys way back when we had State Out, right? You've seen all that stuff with the Boulevard. We saw that our collective things just weren't up to par. It's just, it was no structure or strategy that was really in place. And now we have structure, we have strategy. We see all these things in place with our NIL, thanks to Chad Bowden. It seems like, I'm hearing all kinds of stories about NIL right now as far as how structure and strategy is being put in place. And I'm hearing from parents from all over, and it's go time on so many fronts. And so, look, man, I think right now, what we're seeing now is the evolution of USC's NIL program, along with a major agency that represents a major high school. Now, we need to get that. We need to get Playfly to start going with everybody. Bosco, all across Southern California, all across Northern California, California as a whole. And I think that really can help steer and gear the NIL front for USC on so many levels. We got the coaching staff. Now you got the agency in play. And that's one of the biggest things. You got a major agency that's going to represent the high school athletes now that this rule is in play, and it's really straight up go time. So look, man, I just wanted to drop that on you guys, man. You guys know that spring ball is coming up this week. It's really go time. Of course, you guys know no official spring game, but there's still going to be some news and note items that we're able to drop to you as it relates to players. We just brought you the spring roster. You guys see the weights, all those things, man. So look, man, Hit me in the comments. You guys tell me what you think. Happy Monday to everybody, man. Listen, I'm out of here, man. Until later on, listen, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.